Have you ever spent 20 minutes deciding whether to reply to a text with K or OK, and then replayed the entire conversation in your head like a movie on repeat? Or maybe you've been lying awake at 2 in the morning, suddenly wondering if you turned the stove off, even though you clearly remember checking it. If this sounds familiar, congratulations. Your brain has entered overthinking mode. But why does this happen, and why does it feel so hard to stop? Overthinking is actually more common than we think. Psychologically, it usually shows up in two forms. One is rumination, where your mind keeps replaying past events and conversations, thinking about what you should have said or done differently. The other is worry, which focuses on the future, imagining everything that could go wrong. Both feel exhausting, but from your brain's point of view, they serve a purpose. Your brain overthinks because it believes it's protecting you. A small part of your brain called the amygdala is responsible for detecting danger. Thousands of years ago, this was useful. Overthinking helped our ancestors stay alive by preparing them for threats. The problem is that the amygdala can't tell the difference between real danger and imagined danger. So today, a missed call, a strange text, or an awkward moment at work can trigger the same stress response as an actual threat. Interestingly, people who are more intelligent or creative often overthink more. That's because their brains are better at seeing possibilities and making connections. While that can be a strength, it also means the mind keeps exploring every possible outcome, even when it's unnecessary. In other words, overthinking isn't a sign of weakness. It's often a sign of a very active mind. Modern life makes overthinking even worse. Our brains evolved for a slower world with fewer choices and less information. Now we're constantly surrounded by notifications, social media, and endless decisions. The brain becomes overwhelmed and tries to regain control by thinking more. But this often backfires and creates even more stress. The good news is that overthinking can be managed. One helpful trick is simply naming it. When you notice your mind looping, saying, "This is overthinking," can reduce its power. Another is taking small action, because action interrupts mental loops. Setting time limits for decisions also helps, as does grounding yourself in the present moment instead of replaying the past or worrying about the future. Most importantly, learning to accept uncertainty can bring a surprising sense of calm. Of course, overthinking has its funny side too, like checking the stove 3 times and still thinking you might have missed it the 4th time, or analyzing every emoji before sending a text, wondering if a smiley face feels too casual or a thumbs up seems aggressive. In moments like these, it's clear that the brain is being a little dramatic. In the end, overthinking isn't your enemy. It's your brain trying a bit too hard to keep you safe. You don't need to silence your thoughts completely. You just need to guide them. When you understand why your brain overthinks, you stop fighting it and start working with it. And that's when things begin to feel lighter, clearer, and more peaceful. If this helped you understand your mind better, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Thought Lab, and share it with someone whose brain never seems to slow down.